Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Marco Rubio gave a little speech with a big lie. But it's not the lie that got Marco in trouble this time. It's the truth, a truth that he inadvertently told. And now Donald Trump, your president, got questions. Here he has to answer. Yeah, the American people are holding his feet to the fire on this. But before we get into it, I want to cover this story about this Hantavirus, fam. It is more deadly than COVID, scientists say. I don't know if we can trust scientists because they're the ones who got us into all of that jabbing and stuff last time. Remember that, fam? But this, they say, is really serious. They say that it has a 35 to 50% death rate. By comparison, COVID only had a 1 to 2% death rate. Yeah, fam, check it out.
Tonight, an urgent medical evacuation to take place at any moment. 3 people suspected to have the high-risk Hantavirus on a cruise ship now off the coast of Cape Verde in the Atlantic Ocean, expected to be transported to the Netherlands using 2 air ambulance planes, according to the Cape Verde Ministry of Health and the ship's operator. Already, 3 people who were aboard the ship have died. This as new video shows health workers in protective gear and supplies being delivered to the roughly 150 people on board, including 17 Americans.
I will also show you what my room is like.
Jake Rosmarin is a passenger on the ship and in a new statement said that safety measures are in place, including social distancing and masking. After the medical evacuation, Spain now says the rest of the people aboard the ship will be allowed to disembark at the Canary Islands, where the ship is expected to arrive in the next several days. There, they will be examined and sent to their home countries.
It's very possible that you can be infected and not have any symptoms for weeks.
Immunologist Stephen Bradfew underscores the severity of the virus.
If you get sick with the cardiopulmonary hantavirus, on average, there is a 35% death rate.
And that 35% is high when you compare it to other viruses.
That's right. Influenza is far lower. COVID's around 1 to 2%.
The World Health Organization says at least some of the passengers may have contracted the virus through human-to-human contact.
Camila Bernal joins us now. And Camila, Spain setting some serious guidelines for the passengers still on that ship once they dock?
Yeah, Tom, Spain says that medical examinations and the movement of the passengers will be in special places and with transportation specifically equipped for this situation, avoiding all contact with the local population. The port at the Canary Islands has not yet been determined, but the ship is expected to arrive in a matter of 3 or 4 days. Tom?
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
That's a lot to take in, fam. Now remember, this Trump dude was in office during COVID, and he could have gotten ahead of the disease. He could have gotten ahead of the virus had he acted. But he was saying, oh, it's a hoax. Everything's a hoax. He don't want to pay attention to something, it's a hoax. It was a hoax. And hundreds of thousands of people died, but you don't even hear people talking about it. You don't hear the media don't even talk about it. They don't talk about it at all. This dude got blood on his hands. Hundreds of thousands of people, just like they don't talk about the people who died in those airplane crashes in the first quarter that he was in office. Remember, he fired all those air traffic controllers and all of a sudden planes started falling out of the sky? They don't talk about that at all. The Democrats don't even talk about it. If I'm going up against this dude, I'm hammering home everything, every single bad thing that he's ever been responsible for. I'm hammering it home. Fam, we're talking hundreds of thousands of people were killed, died here in the United States. Many of them died alone. Yeah, because we couldn't go into the hospitals to see them. They wouldn't allow family members to go see them. So they died alone. How many were, you know what I'm saying? How many do you think that happened to? How many were and had their organs taken? How many were falsely diagnosed? Let's get into that. Yeah, man. Bad business, man. Bad business. So now Marco Rubio is on the ropes. Marco Rubio thought he had landed. Shout out to my girl, Jasmine Terry, for the brand Landed. Let me land. Yeah, Rubio thought he had landed, but didn't go so well. Oh, they on his head for these comments, fam. This dude talked about how the U.S. is now going to go into Iran and repair all the damage that they did before they attacked Iran. Essentially admitting that this was a senseless act of war. Check them out.
As President Trump has said, and the facts clearly bear out, the United States of America holds all the cards. There is no scenario here in which if they decide to join a ladder, we'll end up getting the last say. But our preference is for these straits to be opened to the way they're supposed to be opened, back to the way it was. Anyone can use it, no mines in the water, nobody paying tolls. That's what we have to get back to, and that's the goal here.
Marco Rubio is not a good speaker. I mean, it sounds good on surface. If you don't know his history, it sounds good. But when you start connecting the dots and you start like playing back previous speeches of his and statements, you realize that these statements oftentimes collide. I'll bet you if you go back just 1 year, you could probably go back a week ago and he's saying something different today than he said a week ago, because Marco Rubio just pretty much goes in whatever direction that Trump points. Trump put that battery in his back and whoop, and then Marco Rubio just go and do exactly whatever it is that he's told to do. It's as simple as that. Before he became a member of Trump's cabinet, Marco Rubio was on Trump's head. Trump was the Antichrist to Marco Rubio. He talked about Trump like a dog. He said Trump was not a good person and all kinds of stuff. The moment Trump put him on his team, now Trump is a great human being and he's the best person for our country and he's going to save our country. Remember, at first he was talking about how Trump was going to destroy the country. Trump didn't do anything phenomenal. He didn't go out and do anything great to win his loyalty. The only thing he did was put him on his team. Now all of a sudden, Trump is the greatest ever, and he talks only when he's spoken to. Like, how can we as Americans trust this guy? How can we trust him when he can flip just like that? Sounds like to me that Marco Rubio, just like J.D. Vance, who vehemently criticized Trump prior to becoming his running mate, are just following the money. They're like going wherever the money is, wherever the opportunity is, that's where they're going, like so many others. And the trip part about it is people are watching these guys. They're in the White House, they're speaking, they're on the highest level. There are many young politicians who are striving to get to where they are. And those young politicians are saying to themselves, some of them at least are saying to themselves, oh, that's what I got to do to get in that position. I just need to play the game. And they're teaching them how to not have any strong convictions. They're teaching them how to betray the American people and be a loyalist to the president. That ain't what the Constitution states. Constitution states country first. You're supposed to be about the country first, not about a single individual. But check out Rubio. And so Rubio went out there and said, look, man, we created this chaos. We did all of this destruction for nothing, because what did America get out of it? Iran got a lot out of it. Iran got bombed, but Iran did a lot of bombing back. And at the end of the day, they got one thing that money can't buy: respect. they got America's respect. If they didn't get nothing else out of it, they now have America's respect and they have the world's respect. And they are now actually more feared around the world than they were before. Not feared in the sense of world terrorists, but feared in the sense of, if you strike us, we will strike back. And we will strike until we run out of bullets. And it don't seem like they're going to run out of bullets anytime soon. And that's one thing that Trump did not count on. See, this is what happens oftentimes when you're dealing with bullies. Bullies, they only think of stuff on a rudimentary level. They really don't go deep. They only think about what they're going to do. They don't really think about what the next person is going to do, because they underestimate the next person. They think because they're big, bad, they got the weapons and they got the team, they got the numbers or whatever, they think that it's just they're just going to slam dunk everything. See, the government in the U.S. can bulldoze its citizens, and its citizens have little recourse unless they're ready to really get down all the way down. But these other countries, not so fast. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.